Another weapon. Just insane. Oh no, I can hear that motherfucker. Come on, bro. Come, bro. Come. What's up?
And I just said, okay. Dea was stressed out about that whole thing. She didn't want to see him. She didn't want to have to run into him. I just was worried about her and how, she was going to feel.
I didn't know how to feel about that. I understood where she was
Oh my god, dude. Where are we going?
That life back too, but she's still gonna leave him. That was my thought in my head.
Oh, another two?
Him. He's not gonna come back in my
Alright.
life. He's not gonna be my dad.
I kinda want that.
Question I had, and I asked him, why did you have so many photos? And his response was, well, they were just a collection. I never looked at them. My brain was so fucked up that I just collected these.
I like this thing. I don't have more of those though.
Something when we know reality is gonna fall apart, consciously, but also subconsciously.
So I asked him, why did you record Abea? And he said, well, I was trying to catch her smoking or catch her being inappropriate with boys, and I wanted to have evidence to show you.
So this is a...
oh, okay, that makes sense. You were just trying to catch her being a shitty teenager. I mean, it's still weird as shit. But I was like,
just
okay,
thinking...
he was recording her all the
no?
time and
There's no more of those. Alright, so I can use this one more time. I just...
There was no way that he was looking at our daughter in a sexual manner, because that doesn't
1 second, let me just
compute.
She was trying to process it
put
all
this
and
on.
not really realizing, I don't think the magnitude
Okay.
of what he's done or the impact it was putting on Abea.
Unfortunately.
Talking to him, because we were like, what is happening? What is she doing?
He told me that his lawyer had handed him the evidence investigation, but I realized that he'd been distracting me even I'd asked for it.
Hey, motherfucker.
You wouldn't say, you don't even look at it. You know everything, you see all the police documents, you don't need to look at the discovery paperwork.
Oh my god.
I fucking stop. I realized he did not want me to see the report. When I read the report, I'd see these words: undress, dress.
Oh my god.
Every single Abea was her in those compromising positions.
Oh shit, dude. I don't have much. Nothing, dude.
Everything that he said he was doing at that time was a lie. The fact that he would say he was going out in the backyard using his stargazing app.
Alright.
When really he was walking over to Abea's window. And he was in the dark.
Okay, where we going here? Alright, so we did this. Alright, I guess we're gonna go up here.
It's an anger feeling. It's a pitiful, sorry feeling.
What is the
sick like
written to the Tretakovskaya?
You knowingly and willingly
I just
chose
wish
to
there
take
was the...
photos and videos of your own child. He knew what he was doing every time he did it.
And when I asked him why he lied to me, he told me, I didn't lie to you. You came up with this story that I was recording of Ed doing everything, and I just didn't tell you. I just let you believe what you thought. That was when my rose-colored glasses came off, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? And like instantly I thought of my children. I thought of Abea. Like, how did I do that to her?
What?
Thinking about it now and knowing what I know now, that was just a really desperate attempt to not lose my life.
How did you fucking get here?
So many people, and often people who struggle with some childhood trauma, like Ashley, live in relationships where they have a sense that something's wrong, but they don't address it until they're pushed to a limit in which they need to address it. So the fact that she didn't address it for a while makes so much sense given how she's adapted to surviving her life.
It was time to quit pressing pause on our lives. It was time to be there for the children.
Okay. Let's fucking go. Wait a sec.
It was time for us to have whatever influence we could on the court system. And it was time for me to fight for Abea. And it was time for me to fight for all those little girls in those photos.
Okay. Restart. Last checkpoint. Alright, let's just see, man.
There was a year process in between when Jason was released from his first 30 days in jail to his hearing. In that year, we went through 3 prosecutors. There's a lot of wills and deals going on. And so we heard Jason was going to plead guilty so we don't have to go to trial.
Sam Sutton, who's the prosecuting attorney, was fairly confident this would eventually lead to a hands-on offense.
This is a case where not only did he possess child pornography, but he was in a clandestine manner viewing his minor stepdaughter. And that, in my opinion, was one step beyond just the child pornography possession and just one step below an actual hands-on sexual offense with a child. It's extremely troubling behavior, and so I felt that that's a significant aggravating factor.
Not every person that consumes DSAM leads to a hands-on offense, but the prosecutors felt very certain that it was trending in that direction, leading up to sentencing day.
There must be something I can do for him.
Today we are at the courthouse
Can you
building.
hear me, my friend?
This is where Jason was sentenced. On that day of sentencing, this is the first time I ever met Sam Sutton, the state prosecutor. And he came in guns a-blazing. He was like, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. It looks like there was a level of escalation on Jason's part, going from photos to filming Abea. And so we're gonna go for this prison sentence because he's a danger. But before our time in front of the judge, Sam Sutton went and spoke with Jason's attorney, and that's when he found out that there was a building. He was originally charged with 10 counts of sexual exploitation and 2 counts of voyeurism.
Oh shit.
But one of the prosecutors had struck up a deal.
So I have to like hide, huh?
Guilty to 2 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor and 1 count of voyeurism. And that was a surprise.
There must be something.
It's pretty common practice for us to explore plea negotiation in just about every case. I wish the system had more capacity, but it doesn't. And so, yeah, that's a reality.
Although I can't tell them my opinion on it and what I think should happen, ultimately that choice was going to go in whatever was in the best interest of the state. And I felt like we were being silenced, like we weren't being listened to.
course, the victim's input and what happens in it is paramount concern when we proceed on a specific set of criminal charges. But the job of a prosecutor is broader than that. It's a group of people balancing imperfect questions and imperfect solutions in terrible situations.
Our prosecutor, that we wanted to speak.
That phenomenon.
I wanted to speak my piece.
Absorbed Max, or rather,
I knew that we had that right.
annihilated him.
That's exactly how I felt about it. It's the void that you dissolve in.
Your Honor, I don't believe he holds himself accountable.
If his spirit was
He
devoured,
killed their father.
what
I
does
know
that even
that
mean?
there are limits to what he can do. It's not fair. What I want is what is just.
Please, go away.
I wasn't sure if Avea was even going to come to court. I didn't know if it was even appropriate for her to come to court, to be in the same room with her perpetrator, aka her father who raised her. But I let her decide. That morning, she looked at me and said, I'm fucking going.
I was like, am I allowed to say like my piece, like what he did to me? And I was like, yeah, of course, you totally can, 100%.
I've come to suspect, yes.
I was so scared, but I was ready. I wasn't gonna let anyone stop her.
I looked Jason directly in the eye. I was so scared. I was so scared. And I remember like walking up to that booth, knowing that I literally had to do it. I had to speak. Okay.
And with all the wonders you believed in, you didn't suspect.
In my defense, dying isn't something I had a lot of first-hand experience with.
I'm sorry.
I don't
When I was walking
understand
to
why I can
him,
hear
I remember seeing him
others
whimpering and crying and
I
like,
can't, but
almost
you
like
can.
shaking in his own
You
body,
hear all of us.
freaking out.
You feel our pain. How do you get to do
This
this?
is
I don't know. It came slowly.
I do want you to pay
It's when I
attention
stopped
to
resisting it and forbidding
what she
myself to
wearing
listen
today.
that I began to hear.
Didn't wear a sweatshirt
I guess I
and
just stopped being afraid of your kind this time.
But rather because
It's
she
when I
didn't
felt
feel like she
sorry.
would wear anything else.
But here is what upsets me. I can see and hear others. What if Alex? What if he perished as well and
I don't want him to see my shape. I don't want him to see my body. I don't want him to even be able to see any inch of my skin.
If your husband shared your fate,
She did not
chances are he
want
was still in
Jason to have
Tretyakovska as well.
anything to even think about.
He completely ruined my family. He ruined our lives. He ruined me. I'm mentally not the same. I have extreme anxiety now. Extreme anxiety. I have depression. I have PTSD. God.
When I was talking, I was looking directly at the judge. I wanted her to know that I was talking to her. I wanted her to believe me. Like, you guys may think that he's this like cool football dad. This is his only first charge, whatever. No, he's a piece of shit, dude.
All I'm asking from you today is to get there. I wanted to be and I never wanted to look at another child. I'm asking from you to send him to prison.
I wanted him to hear the hurt in my voice. I wanted him to feel that pain. That was me like saying like, you know what? Bye, dude. That was the last you'll ever hear my voice. That was the last you'll ever hear from me.
She got up there and faced Judge Mettler like Avea was a giant and the rest of us were peons looking up at her.
I wish I could make it better. I can't. Avea, you in particular should feel really proud of yourself. I think it's a very brave thing to show up in court and to speak to the judge. I know that that's a big deal and it's scary. You're very brave.
Minister Litton did want to address the court when he began.
What's your point?
I'm so sorry for the pain and hurt I've caused my family. My heart aches, wishing there was something I could say or do to fix this. I want to say sorry to Aveda for destroying her safe place in her life. I failed her as a father and abused her love and trust she had in me.
I knew he was just faking, like that was just a big, fake cry. It was just a big lie, is what that cry was.
I want to say sorry to Ashley for the pain and suffering I've caused her. I flipped her whole world around and destroyed her family in the process. I also want to apologize to the kids.
Bro, how do I get...
I love you all and think about you all daily. Thank you for allowing me to speak today.
He said what he felt would get him a lighter sentence. It was utter bullshit.
No, bro.
From the state's perspective, this is very, of course, concerning graphic behavior. And from the state's perspective, close to the law, it's
Oh.
And for that reason, I'm very strenuously asking for a back from here.
For the crime of sexual exploitation of a minor, second-degree felony, or it's going to impose 364 days, get credit for the 35 days that Mr. Litton served. And that will close probation for 48 hours.
I've come to suspect.
She was doing what was allowed based on the plea deals that were made. And he was only given a year and a county jail, not even out of prison. I was pissed.
I was shocked. First time offenders, whatever. Because he had a clean record. Doesn't take away the fact that he didn't suspect. Took pictures of my granddaughter. And how many other thousands of pictures we have on his phone? Hopefully because of all this, and we keep doing this, they're gonna find a way to, make someone pay the price.
My job is to investigate crimes against children that happen over the internet. And so seeing that kind of sentence or
came slowly to me.
Blow
when I stopped resisting it, forbidding myself to listen, I began to hear.
That's the consequence.
I guess I just stopped being afraid of your kind.
This type of material, that's all you're going to do.
It's when I felt sorry for you guys.
Joe's like a
But here is what
slap on my wrist.
I can see you
I want to give him a prison time. Because I mean, that's where
punished as well and
he belongs.
What if we're trapped in our own
I was so angry. This was really the way it was going to be. And I just had to deal with it, and there was nothing
Your
I could do
husband
about it.
shared your fate. The chances
Lack
are
of
you're still
education
in
amongst
threat
our
with Kopska as well.
decision makers in terms of CSAM is what's hurting us. There's a disconnect with understanding it's not pornography. It's not just pictures. Those kids behind there, they're real.
I mean, he's not the only one. There's a lot of things like this happening all over the place.
For the year 2023, over 45 million CSAM cases have been reported across the country. I don't think we can really pin down why people choose to consume child sexual abuse material. The common perception of someone involved in CSAM is probably a single male living in mom and dad's basement. But they can be a teacher, a CEO, a police officer. There's no one type of offender.
It does seem like the law is on the side of the perpetrator
Fine, bro.
because not only do they have really short sentences, but then they get out and they're in a system that basically protects their rights at the expense of other people's rights.
I was scared because I realized that it's only a matter of time until Jason's released and right back into
Two or 3 months after Jason was sentenced, Avea started coming home more, coming to dinners, stopping by.
I remember my mom called me and she's like, your brother, he wants his sister. He wants his sister. And that's all he keeps asking for. You need to come. And I was like, okay. So I came upstairs and I just looked at him and I was like, dude. And he just started screaming. And I was like, come here. And I just gave him a big hug and we all just sat there and
Yana
sobbed
must
for like
have been near the
hours.
memorial where I was ambushed.
She stayed one night, stayed two, and then slowly moved back in. And I remember being in Utah at that time, and I just remember seeing Ashley being like, she's home. And that meaning
Yana had a
so
few
much for her.
small photos, but even those were well worn
But he
by the time
only
she
ended
and
up
I
serving
found
10
each
months
other
of that
again.
year for good behavior. So, in the months to follow, Jason's released.
After everything had happened,
dredging up the past
Jason was still in the same neighborhood as us. I'd seen him drive past me 3 times. Every time I'd see him drive past me, I would have to pull over because I would be hyperventilating, shaking, I would literally stop and be freaking out.
Alea should not have to even consider that she may at some point run into him. She's being victimized over and over and over again.
It's really scary that Jason only served a short period of time out, and he has so much more freedom than we would like, because these types of crimes take a long time to heal and change, and he needs a lot of help before, he should be free.
Ashley, was going to church a lot. She joined this group, kind of like a recovery group. When he got out, he started going to her church. And then he started going to that same group. Not at the same time, but he was still a part of it. She continued going, and there was a session that she sent out. And they had a letter that he sent from jail to all his brothers and sisters, and he read it out loud in front of her. And we're celebrating him. And it really makes me wonder if they knew exactly what he did. He took that sanctuary away from her. He never went with them to church before he got arrested. So the fact that he did it after and, started saying he's found God and the gospel and he's a better man, it just seemed like bullshit to me.
I was ambushed.
He can put on a good show. If he thinks that God's going to save him, good for him. But he's got a long ways to go.
Small photos, but even those were well worn.
Here's the
by
thing.
the time she and I found each other
People
again.
like Jason, we can't just lock up and throw away the key or do whatever the hell we think we need to do with pedophiles.
I convinced her dredging up the
Because
past
until
was
the perpetrators really want that change or want to figure out what it is that makes them want to look at child sexual abuse material or abuse a child, they're not going to get better.
Ashley's in a situation where she faces the next phase of this, which is divorce. And what was so eye-opening to me was that criminal court and family court are two separate things.
In this instance, Jason did all these illegal things. He caused the destruction of the family. He caused the whole life to be disrupted. And yet, he's entitled to a certain percentage of
Half of everything, my pension, half my retirement, half the value of the base product that I bought her. And he believes that he's entitled to it.
There's a risk that she's going to lose the house and have to sell it to pay him out his portion of the equity.
In addition to that, he was granted supervised visits regarding his daughter.
It's clear that he's a risk to his daughter. Even though a parent has done something to one child, the court systems don't automatically assume that that necessarily creates a risk to another child. The law requires high standards to stop contact between a parent and a child, and that goes back to kind of our constitutional law that tends to treat children as though they're property. And in this instance, where there weren't actual sexual acts going on, and I hate to say just voyeurism because it's still terrible, but that doesn't necessarily for a judge mean that he's going to be a risk to his children in the future.
Ultimately, Jason's going to want to have unsupervised visits with his biological daughter. Not only does Jason want that, but the state of Utah also wants that for Jason.
The reunification laws in Utah basically tell courts that they have to create a plan to allow a parent to transition off of supervised visits to unsupervised visits.
After 3 months of treatment, he's secured enough that he's safe to be around these children. And is it going to be another 3 months of sex offender treatment, and suddenly he gets unsupervised visits with his daughter?
I mean, when you think about the fact that Olivia's at the age of the girls that he saved photos of, and he gets to see her, and there's a chance that he'll be granted sleepover privileges. How is that acceptable? I know he's the father, but the crime that he committed was against children, so he shouldn't be around children. It seems pretty straightforward to me.
From my perspective, like, this case should be easy. Ashley should get custody. She should get the house. There should be no visitation, period. And if that becomes all about protecting his rights and what he's entitled to, it's hard to watch Ashley going through it because you want it to just end for her.
I realized through this whole thing that I have to put protections in place to protect my child. And by doing that, I have to have really tough conversations with a 10-year-old. I've told her, if something feels weird, then it's probably weird. She comes to me and asks me if what she's wearing is appropriate to be around him.
Ashley called me up just bawling about that one day. She's only 10 years old. If your kid came up and said, am I dressed appropriately to see my father? Holy shit.
Because although she doesn't really understand, like, what's happened, she knows that there is a guardian she has to have up with him.
Well, really?
To keep herself safe, because I can't. There's nothing in place for me to do that. And that's what scares me about our criminal justice system. There has to be a different system. There has to be a better way.
After the podcast, we got so many emails just from people relating to Ashley's story, victims of sexual violence, abuse. It's been really incredible to watch.
So many people have told me the same things are happening to them. Their husbands have been arrested for the same thing, and they're going through the same thing that I'm going through.
How are you?
I'm mad as hell today. They just said, yeah, you still have to take your kids to supervised visits, and I'm like, but he's awaiting sentencing. He also reoffended last year.
I knew that he had reoffended, but I had no idea about him getting supervised visits.
He had done his time, so they awarded him visitations with the kids. So that just seems so entirely unfair.
Wow. Yeah, I was telling Andrea today that Jason was approved for a smartphone, and he's still in his court-appointed, like, sex offender treatment. You and I both are, like, essentially fighting that same fight right now.
I just thought this was over, you know, and it's not.
Well,
This view is incredible.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing me here.
We live in a very beautiful place. Sometimes the beauty masks what really is going on, so don't let it fool you.
It's so important that we start talking about these things. Many people listening might have a quote-unquote
already was here.
life, but an underlying feeling that something's off. And so we need to start paying attention because these types of crimes are happening right under our nose and in every demographic and every neighborhood.
Since this podcast came out, I had so many people like reaching out to me. We connected, we understood each other. Like, we knew that feeling. It was really cool, and it was really empowering to know that, like, something that, like, I did or my mom did can empower someone so much to even talk about it or even bring it to the surface.
Oh God.
Was if we can make one person feel less alone, and they are able to grow and to heal, we did our jobs.
I'm doing like part-time working, and I'm doing part-time school, and I've made so many new friends. I got a puppy. It's really, really cool to see myself change and grow.
The podcast allowed her to have a voice that she needed. All of a sudden, like, it wasn't scary to do things that we used to do, like be around like other men.
Now I don't even worry about it. Like, I'm like, oh, if I see him, see him. But there's not something that you could even do to make this feeling ever go away in your life, ever.
Her family is still recovering. But when you hear how Jason is doing, he's found God. He's good.
He gets a fresh start. We don't get a fucking fresh start.
They don't have the privilege or the opportunity to pretend like it didn't happen. This is their reality, day in and day out.
He's not there when Ave is having a panic attack, or when our youngest daughter is having the worst temper tantrum of her life. He doesn't have to see the consequences of his actions. Justice won't ever come from Jason for these kids. Justice for us will be my kids succeeding and being amazing on their new path that they're on, and knowing that they did it without him. That's our justice.
The consciousness of all is the populated.
Anything is possible.
It sounds wise and precise, in particular from a poltergeist.
I don't know if I really like to think of myself as a poltergeist.
I'm sorry, this is a purely technical classification. How would you describe yourself?
I'm a loving soul.
Is it your love that holds you in this world?
I don't think we're so different.
Wow, this is crazy. Fuck. Alright. God, this is intense. Fuck. This is actually intense. Fucking shit. Fuck me, dude. Oh God.
I'm out of shells.
I don't sense any of the slave traders in the area. You should have some privacy as you look for Petya, but I don't know how long you'll be alone.
Oksana, wait. How would I go about reaching Alex?
My Alex is a scatterbrain. Whenever I had something to do and it started to stop without a single problem, I would start counting backwards loudly from 10.
Like a bomb about to detonate.
More like a rocket. If Alex hadn't come back to reality by zero, I was just gone.
Fuck.
Migrants back to Texas, offering free one-way plane and bus tickets to other states. So Abbott sends migrants to New York, then New York spent all this money, millions, to send them back to Texas. The Big Apple has spent more than...
So Texas has sent around 30,000 people to New York on buses, and it looks like New York is now trying to send them back. In fact, asylum seekers here can not only get a free plane or bus ticket anywhere in the world, after their shelter stays expire, they're forced to reapply for housing at a location.
It's not what's under the tree that matters. It's who's around it.
Somebody singing for a loved one.
One of the
look back
many
on in the future, because I will get healthy. I will drop pounds. I'll do a transformation. Hi, Nick of the future. I said it would be very unique, extremely. Now, I'm very smart. Smart. Years from now, I imagine myself.
Us way back in the day. He had told me and Nate his plan a long time ago. I mean, it would make you my.
This goes back
10.
And sometimes when there's a lot to say, you just end up saying nothing at all. Has it ever happened to you? And see.
Such an amazing feeling. I'm getting the burden, like freeing myself from cuffs that hold me bound and caged.
What now?
Cold dreams.
I get pissed whether you subscribe or not. When you have a certain amount of views, and you know what I mean. What I'm saying is, Negan, you're not hurting me. You're just revealing to yourself and to me that you can't handle conflict in your life.
I feel like I can be the sound of this generation, the voice of me. It's this generation. I mean, we're at a point where people are insecure about just existing because of all this weird guilt. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here like, I love being me. I can go on all night about this. I am just on a completely different wavelength. People took to their keyboards in 2020. If you're not vaccinated, don't hang out with me. The only person I want to be woke to is Jesus. Because no offense, I mean this kindly, none of you guys matter at the end of the day.
when it comes to like the judgment.
Salutations and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kadology and I make videos about everything and anything to do with modern society. And today we're talking about a particular individual who I think is an integral part of modern society and a very integral thing that happened in modern society, namely the panini. Now, because YouTube has been censoring all of my videos, age restricting all of my videos, all of that yada yada yada, all that boring stuff, I'm going to be using a lot of euphemisms, and this is going to be a very kosher, family-friendly video, so be warned. Apologies, blessings and riches. Thank you for understanding. Do any of you remember, or do any of you know Kelly Stamps? Of course you do, because I think probably everybody who has been on the internet for at least 4 years and has stumbled across vlogging content or stumbled across a video about how to start a YouTube channel inevitably at least knows this face. This very important, very interesting, fascinating face. And that is the individual who we are going to be doing a video on today. A deep dive into not just, and importantly, Kelly Stamps, but I would say even more importantly, what has happened to Kelly Stamps? Because I think this is just a very interesting discussion about the life of an influencer and also the woes of an influencer, and especially an influencer who is, as I said, as exceptional as Kelly Stamps. As will perhaps become clear, Kelly Stamps is exceptional. And you know what else is pretty exceptional? Your personal information, and importantly, keeping it safe. And that is where Fortuitously, the sponsor of today's video, comes in. You know, there's been a lot of breaking news at the moment, but one story that has truly shocked me has been learning about the recent AT&T data breach. Over 73 million customer records were leaked on the dark web. And by customer records, I mean social security numbers and passcodes that everyone out there. And brethren, I've had to interrupt you from the future to tell you that this catastrophic problem of your sensitive information and data being breached has not subsided. No, it has not been solved. And no, companies are not doing better. Just a few months ago, National Public Data announced that a recent breach means that the social security numbers of every American have potentially been stolen. Every single American. And it's also been confirmed that these hackers have released information online for free. What is happening? What the? And that is why I personally use Aura, the long-term sponsor of today's. Although the likes of AT&T recommend the use of strong passwords, the frequent monitoring of account access.
South Central.
Getting into a lot of bullshit.
No kidding. And you're gonna get killed one day.
Yeah. I thought I was gonna get 2 years. But
You've been there for how long?
4 months?
4 months. In a terrible neighborhood.
Yeah.
Especially for a white girl like you.
And I had no idea about it.
But you're not leaving, I know.
Yeah, no. Not yet.
Do you like the danger?
No. Not that I...
All right. Damn, bro, this is crazy. So many spiders.
You just scream though.
Yeah, I'm not screaming
All right.
because I'm manned up.
Tells me counting your work for
I'm gonna be showing you how to
What
style my
clues have you left me?
It was about my hair. And then in the end, I'm gonna reveal my instant regret.
My mischievous friend. What business do you have with me this time, I wonder?
Mama? Mama?
The boy sounds frightened. Not that I blame him after what I've witnessed inside these walls.
Veterans Day Hot Buys starting at $1.99. Get great deals on furniture, mattresses, and more. Plus, all veterans and active military get up to an extra 10% off their in-store purchases. Visit your local Ashley today.
You asked for me. Here I am. You want to help me? Is it...
Those Jews guided me once. Isolated Becky's cries amidst so many others may not prove easy. Not that it was the first time, but I need to try and listen for the boy nonetheless. There you are, my young friend.
bullshit. We don't expose and we don't sit tea on this channel. Give me real talk straight, no
So,
chaser.
Khan,
If you can
not
handle
as
it.
finished with the as I thought.
This very perky black ass. And guess what? Today, you're one of those bitches.
No, this is not actually you.
I have a damn thing for you to be proud of. Of course you have. You are marrying a man who can support you. Oh, hell no.
So we are back. Did you miss me? Well, let's go ahead and get into this situation.
Now I don't know if he's gloating or leading me into a trap.
Jasmine is, I know she's like really doing this, but is it still shocking? It's still shocking for me. Because, girl, I could have never predicted that Jasmine would go out like this. Like, she's running real sad. I'm just really shocked by this.
Hello. Etienne? Is that you? Are you here? Perhaps he can't hear me like Max.
It's so shocking. So, let's see. This is just crazy to me. And then we're going to get into Dr. Umar. Don't let me forget Dr. Umar. Okay. So,
what were you doing?
She recently went viral because Cam Newton being Cam Newton. Now, he's on a podcast with that weirdo. I'm not even going to give that man any attention. He's a weirdo. He's a weirdo. Y'all know the comedian?
Thank you, Betty. I will consider myself warned. My name is Serdar. I'm an old friend of your mother's.
Again. Now, the reason why I think that this man did it was because if you notice, Kim had an ego after
She was looking for you in Tretyakovskaya, but he was
trying to recover from his bruise. And at this point, I think she broke. I think she broke. I really do. And it wasn't even that she was Dr. Cheyenne was trying to be mean or like really like tear this man down or anything like that. She was just hurt. But it really, really broke his ego. And he's been in this egotistical energy where he's injured. And so he's been trying
It's all right,
to
Betty.
gain or recover.
We could look for her together if you like.
Where he keeps making comments about Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. But
I seem to remember having a bandana at some point. Right. Now, let's see what we can do about your dog.
Bless you.
He has to embarrass Jasmine to regain some type of confidence again publicly. Because whenever he takes an ego injury,
when you heard your mother's voice, what was she saying?
You know, he has a pretty ears. So the only way he can truly regain that confidence, that arrogance,
Is that why you left the station?
That's pretty much what happened. So
I waited and waited.
This weirdo, let's get into the interview.
Maybe something
Because it's just, thank you for the compliment.
He does that sometimes.
So he sat
Your
down
mother
and
tried
for
very
whatever
hard
reason
to
they
get
got
back
the
to
topic
you, but
of Kim and
you were
Jasmine.
not easy to track down.
And I have not watched the full section of this. I've only seen the clips that have gone viral. But let's see what he said. What was said?
They may have been at a concert. They may have been somewhere, listening to his music and seeing how people react to his music.
When she was 15,
and
she'd fallen asleep on her friend Mila's couch and thought she was at home.
They're going to see that as acceptable or cool.
Well, the internet destroyed the mind of so many innocent people. The internet is a useful tool, but it's used in a bad way. The internet has desensitized
No offense taken,
children.
but hey, her and Nick, we've known each other almost since the same age as that Mila story. Only then, we lost trails of each other for a while.
Experience in life. So the internet is responsible for the destruction of so many minds, young and old. But what I'm saying to you is this. To live a lifestyle that's righteous, you gotta tell the truth. Damn, I don't care how in awe I am of you right now. You are not gonna tell me you up in front of one person. It's not gonna happen.
See, you're trying to deflect back to me.
No, I would never do you like that. I got respect for you.
No,
but you didn't answer that for a reason.
Understand this.
You didn't answer for a reason.
I'm gonna answer mine, and then I want you to answer mine too.
Do y'all see how Cam gets triggered when people address him and they do it with honesty? He always gets triggered, y'all. His ego gets triggered because his insecurities start to get triggered.
I will answer it, brother, and I promise you I won't bullshit with you.
Okay. How long are you talking about?
What you mean?
Fuck at one person.
What how long are you talking about?
As long as I'm being with Jazz has not been always talking about that sex.
Wow, chapter 11, I guess, huh?
Right.
Since you want to take it there. And this is the thing that has...
Do you feel like I'm being disrespectful? Because I'm not trying to...
Chapter 10, still.
I'm trying to be honest.
I'm trying to be honest with you. There's times where I've openly had conversations, and this is why me and Jazz are growing in our relationship. Understand this.
Yes, they do sound unpleasant.
Maybe we should just call it home.
Wait a minute. Y'all, the ankle bracelet is really throwing me off. It's really throwing me off. With the diddler stuff going on right now.
Would you feel better if I lit a path for you? I've heard only the good dogs will venture into the light.
He has to procreate and have so many children. It's given the diddler. That's what it's
Very
given.
good then. Wait for the lamps to be on before you follow.
And I'm gonna eventually switch over to the other side because I'm gonna get sick of women eventually because I've had all the women that I could have. I've had all the women that I could really get. And I've talked about this. Even when I be watching my Monarch shows, y'all know I love Monarch shows, movies. I literally watch them all. And it really threw me off whenever the king, who can have whatever woman in the village, it would always throw me off when the king would go get a man. And it was like, after he got done going through all the women in the village, then he wanted a man. And it's because eventually you get tired of that one thing. You had this woman, you had this woman, you had this woman with the short hair, you had this woman with the long hair, you had this woman with grand hair, you had this woman that was a brunette, you had this woman that was blonde. Please. Now you want that man with the dangling earring that you be seeing.
There are definitely no dogs in this area. Stay close to the lamps. I will scout ahead.
I'm telling you, there's a pattern to this because Cam sees himself as a king. And typically, kings see themselves in a way where they can do whatever they want, they can have whoever they want, whatever they want. So what if you have so much of something and then
Oh my god, babes. Alright, so I have no magazines, bro.
It really ain't. It's starting to seem like that. If it's dangling from the head, he's from the other team. For real. So I don't know. I don't know. It just seeming like. And then the ankle bracelet, and then
I'm fucked.
Really are really into themselves, but like they're into themselves in a very, I don't know, like their fashion choice is really on the feminine side.
Did you miss out?
I don't know. Yo, why is this important? It's important not to shame men when it comes to their sexuality. It's to protect us as women because if you're struggling with your sexuality, right? It's imperative for us to know so we can protect ourselves. It's not to shame you and make you feel bad about who you really are. Let's make that clear. Because if you are that way, be who you are. We support that. We welcome that. We will not make fun of you and laugh at you. But the issue that I have with men who are like this is like, you are ruining, you're just going through a bunch of women and you're ruining their lives. And then you're creating children and creating broken homes because you're secretly struggling with your spouse. That's the issue. It's not that this is who you may be. It's that you're ruining other people's lives because you're not comfortable with yourself. So Kim, I don't know, sir. Like if you were just never satisfied with one woman, like you just can't be satisfied with one woman, it ain't looking too good. It's not looking too hot.
Jazz allows me to speak to her, and we are able to have banter, whether it's uncomfortable banter or just kicking the shit banter.
But that's the basis of going into something solid.
True, but hear me out when I say this. As long as I've been with Jazz, I cannot honestly say that I've only been with Jazz. And I think as we grow, and I hate that I embarrass her, because no woman ever wants to admit.
But has he only been with women? I have that question. Is it just women that you be with?
Admit that openly. But that their person has not always been with them. Only. So to that point, I'm bringing it home. What has allowed us to begin to get closer in a relationship is that I don't feel that she judges my action. She holds me accountable to my action. And she asks me certain things that, yo, how can I do certain things to better so that this won't be a normalcy for you moving forward?
She mothers him. That's not shocking, y'all. She mothers him. Jasmine is mothering a grown-ass man in this relationship while she's also raising a newborn baby that she just. That sounds very exhausting. It really does. It sounds very, 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 very exhausting. But my thing is, ladies, I just want y'all to see a pattern of women who are like this. We got Doodoo Bird, Ashley from Love and Fun, and we got Big Bird, Jasmine here, where this unconditional love comes with no boundaries. And so when you know the boundaries with men, they will run all over you. They're going to They're going to put you through hell and high water.
Is this something
They're
you can
going
help me
to
with?
drag you through the mud. They're going to publicly embarrass you because that unconditional love that you have for him comes with no boundaries. You are a doormat. You can easily be manipulated and lied to, and they know that you're going to be dumb enough to believe them. You're also a placeholder because men don't respect women who allow them to be this way. So you're going to be a placeholder. You're not the woman that he's going to choose. You're not the girl that he fantasizes with. It's the woman that he can't get easy access to. It's the woman that he knows that he has to present himself that is not for you because your unconditional love doesn't have any boundaries, no deal breakers, and it doesn't come with any respect. So you really are screwing yourself over with this whole, I'm going to give him unconditional love. Only his mother can do that. You must have boundaries. Now, why should you have boundaries as a woman when it comes to a man? To protect yourself. To protect your mental health. And in some cases, to extend that even further to protect your children. So the only way a man can truly have unconditional love is his mother. And you want to know why? His mother is not going to fall in love and create children and be happy and be married and all of that in that way. She is his mother. There's a difference. You are his woman. So the
I need to scavenge for more shit.
She doesn't share her bed with this man. She doesn't share her body with this man. At one point she did, but she don't, in a motherly sense. But like, you are giving yourself in a different way. So it requires you to have boundaries. You can't have unconditional love. You have to have conditional love. Because if you don't, this man will walk all over
No more, bro.
and he will dog you out. He will dog you out. He doesn't even care about how he publicly endears you. That's the worst thing.
I've never had nobody to really understand how I think. So there's been times where, okay, I keep it in the book. Me and Jazz locked in, where it's like, yo, are you okay? No, babe, I'm feeling weak. Less. Okay, what does that mean? Now, folks gonna sit up here and say, oh, she's stupid for doing that. She's giving me something that this is my friend, this is my confidant, this is my person that I go to.
Oh my God, he's really trying to paint this picture that the lenient, overly understanding woman is cherished. You don't cherish her, that's why you're cheating on her. a woman outside of their relationship, do you think she's gonna stay and put up sex? Let me know. Because I believe that that's gonna happen next.
For recharge, this is my place of refuge. I'm going to her and I don't have to hide nothing from her.
Thank you, sir.
And when I see the longevity of
Oh, nice.
I know that it's working. It's not that I'm taking advantage of her. If anything, she's giving me something that I've never had. So I have to nurture and protect her. And she's been able to protect me and nurture me as well. In those situations, she has helped me enough to tell me, yo, that made me feel fucked up, and I ain't gonna lie to you. But why, baby? Okay, you gonna sit up there and be with this chick and not be with me?
And see, Jasmine, girl, he's sitting up here telling all your business. So you see, that's why I had to come and watch the full clip. I had to come and watch the full clip. You be trying to play tough and cool with us. Girl, you don't got to play tough and cool with me. You really don't. So he's sitting up here telling the internet vulnerable conversations that you have had with this man about how he has dogged you out and how you've had to deal with the public backlash. He's sitting up here telling your damn business. So you try to play tough team with us. And he's telling us how you really feel when you're not on social media. Y'all, that's why I could never sign up for this. Then she's still trying to, and I told y'all, I don't believe Jasmine is getting any money from this, y'all. She's too busy trying to prove herself. She's too busy trying to prove that she's not here for the money. She loves him unconditionally. She is a plum fool, y'all. Plum fool. Because she's really trying to play this down chick, like I'm your rider, darling, and she's not getting nothing from it. Nothing. But he cheating on her though. She got a baby though. This is crazy.
Like, are you playing with me? Okay, cool. Let's go on a walk. Let's talk about it. Let's understand. It's not always one-dimensional where I'm speaking how I want to do.
Baby, this man said that you said that, so you playing with me? So Jasmine thinks that you be playing with her? He told all this girl's business. He's told all this girl's business. This is crazy.
And vice versa. I think she speaks on how it makes me feel. I speak on how it makes me feel, and then go about it.
Another closed door.
So,
Hetty,
I don't promote
I need your help again.
multiple, this, that, and the third. I don't have a network. You see what I'm saying? When I'm asking you in regards to Boosie,
A network? You don't have a network.
your word, you say she's not going to be a part of the Fortune network.
So you saying,
I'm really
I'm lost, bro. I don't want to take your shit away, but what do you mean you don't have a network?
I don't have no way of...
Incredible.
I don't understand. You saying there ain't no other woman but the one woman?
Yes, but that's what I'm asking you with.
Damn, see, I'm also a radio host because I put him on the spot like this, but I didn't say his name like I'm talking to you. I'm saying this is what we gotta accept, okay?
Yeah, but I'm saying, no, understanding. As long as I've been with Jazz, I'm being completely honest by saying I've been with other women while being with Jazz. At this point of my life right now, I think we're me and Jazz.
Yeah. This is crazy, y'all. I'm
Hetty, can you tell how close we
y'all.
are?
I wasn't expecting this. I saw the clips and I was like,
Is there anything else?
First time watching it all the way through. But he said women. That means that's all.
Some concerns are out of our control, alas.
He said win-win. That's what he said. He said win-win. And I would have to start windmilling on his ass because what are you talking about? This is really embarrassing. That's why
maybe you should own
women gonna learn, like that's the enemy, y'all. This is not a man that really cares about you.
Jazz are, she's helped me nurture me to being exclusively to her. And it comes with time, that comes with patience, that comes with uncomfortable conversations. Like say, hey, hold on. You did what? Okay, motherfucker, let me tell you. No, that's not the energy that she's coming with. She's saying, hold on. But why?
But why?
Yeah, but why?
Yes.
And then you know Jasmine is
Wow.
about this, which is why she's always hopping online to make it seem like she's happy.
Mazets.
But this man is basically saying, no, she's not. She's not, based off the conversation.
Mm-hmm. Baby, you gonna make it more watery? You gonna make it more watery or more nicely?
Well, I'm gonna make it however I make it.
Okay, make it then. Yeah, smelling good already.
I just wasn't expecting Jasmine Brown to go
Smelling so good. Smelling really nicely.
It's a lot. It's really shocking for me. I mean, yeah, I thought she was going out fast, but I didn't think it was going to be to this extreme. Like, this is pretty.
It's important what you say. Because the truth is, you a boss motherfucker. I'm a boss motherfucker. I'm not a regular motherfucker. You cannot get me to do what the last dude did. Because I'm not him. I'm different. That doesn't
It's
make
going
me
to be
mad
all right.
because I'm different.
Keep listening for her, even if you're scared. Can you do that?
Well, I look past all the options in the world. I use the meat out there in the slaughterhouse to eat sometimes. But you are home. That's an honest conversation I would have with my lady, but she already knows. She know, man, look, I get checks in her name on stuff because that's home. I trust my instincts. You're up under me because I'm betting that you can handle who I am and we can grow into what we're going to grow to together. But to lie and say, oh, I got
These two keep using grow together. What growth are y'all talking about? Can anybody help me out? Maybe I'm just on a slow bus today and I just don't get it. What growth can they possibly be talking about? What growth are they talking about? This is crazy. And then between Corey and Kim, it doesn't seem like these women really signed up for it. It's almost like, and when I mean signed up for it, meaning, oh, he just laid it all out there and she still chose. It seems like you went out, you did something, and then she had to do. That's what does it sound like that to y'all, or does it sound like, oh, a man laid it all out?
Yes, they've been all over the place lately. I wish I'd been there for that one. Why don't you think of another one? A funny one. Don't be afraid. Tell it to me, and I'll sort it out with these mean dogs, okay?
Fuck, bro. Alright. Posral.
What the tall man with the small hands? His hands creep me out, y'all. This man right here, I don't know who this man is, but he's tall. He's 6'4". But why does this man have I'm 6'4", and I make 6 figures. What a tall man. I've never dated a man that was 6'4" with small hands. It makes me uncomfortable.
Let's do this again. Posral.
by Tom Spearman, and that is the truth. You know, those figures, the things that women
Did you
are
even think
attracted
of a
to.
funny story?
No, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I'll let you do the math.
All right, before we go, here's your math, say.
The conversation and the words that are coming out of the mouth.
I've been wanting to say this for a while, y'all. It's his hands, y'all. I don't know. Like every time he's talking, and I'll be like, what's up with their hands, though? Like, I don't like. This man really thinks he's in his prime simply because he is 6'4" and he makes 6 figures. I don't like his hands, y'all. I don't know what it is. They're very feminine. You know, I don't know about y'all, but I like men that have, like, brick placed on his hand. It don't seem like his hands got brick or nothing. It's just, I don't know. But then they exposed him on TikTok. He is a typical red pillar, y'all. Let's just get into it. So this is probably most likely a reject. Coming up, he was either
Chapter 11, bro.
outcasted in some type of way. And
Okay.
he was probably bullied as a young kid, grew up, had a little glow up, and then he doesn't know how to get girls, but he ended up getting with a single mother. She happens to be white. Let me see if I can pull it up. For those, it's your typical wet red pillar setup. Let me see if I can pull it up. And he ended up getting with a single mom, a Caucasian woman that has like 2 kids. Let me see if I can find it. I'm for real, they exposed them on TikTok, right? Let me see if I can find it.
Damn.
Sorry, y'all, my YouTube collection is a lot. For when it comes to TikTok videos.
They're like cemetery.
Because I couldn't believe that. I was like, damn, they exposed this man. I don't think I saved it. What's that man's name, though? What's his name? Because I did not save that video. Yes. But no, he basically, he wiped up a single mother, a Caucasian single mother with 2 kids, and then he ended up having a baby with her. So they have a little baby here.
You are so very right. Wow. How can you be so knowledgeable at your age?
I'm like my mom. Sometimes I just know.
Let me see. Do I put like, oh, here, oh my God, it popped right on up. Is it this one? I don't think it's this one. Oh, this is not his page, that's why. Let me see.
Petya, we need to be quiet now.
And he always down single mothers when he's with a single mother. You know how it is with red pillars. He always down single mothers, but he's with a single mother. Okay, that did not pop up. Maybe I should put it on exposed. No, that's... I don't know what the hell. I can't find it. Y'all, if I find it, I'll just post it. I'll just post it. But y'all know, it's typical. It's definitely giving Donovan Sharp. It's giving Donovan Sharp, y'all. The way he be going in on women, you would think that this woman would be a goddess model or some type. She is average at best, and he wiped her up, had a baby with her, and he's just shacking up with her. You really do think so highly of yourself, why would you do it all? He had a kid with her, and then she had 2 kids prior. And then he ended up procreating with her. But then he be on his podcast making that money, telling men who they should date, who they should deal with. But he out here dealing with a single mother that had 2, and then the 2 kids she got They're like older. They look like they're pre-teen. And then he had a baby with her where this baby is just a toddler or something like that. But let me go ahead and play this because she gathered them. Hold on. Let's give the girl some time.
Of someone like you, I would never consider top tier. A top tier man is also a man that is extremely desirable by way of his character. A top tier man is a man who displays a certain level of intellect that allows him to consider other people. A top tier man, they lead with love, not with dictatorship, right? They don't want to control their woman. They want to gently lead their woman. A top tier man creates space for a woman to feel good about herself. A top tier man supports the dreams and the ideas of a woman. A top tier man prioritizes a woman. A top tier man is in leadership and working as hard as he is to give the woman the life of her dream.
And with all that stuff that you just said, that was just womanese talk.
Womanese is also 6'4", black, attractive. I don't know too many women in my circle who desire a 6'4" man still wearing braids.
Modern day women just don't qualify for the top tier men, and that is the truth.
I believe you're a top tier man. By what standard?
I'm 6'4", only about what? 8% of the entire world is 6'4". I make well over 100K a year, and I'm black at that if you have that on. So just if we're speaking about those figures, the things that women are attracted to, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I'll let you do the math.
In the pool party? Can't get in there. I need food. Can't swim while I'm eating. Genius. Tiny bites. The chip will keep you dry. That felt mean and intentional.
$1 billion pants and feel a little bit sexier, a little younger. I love this dress so much.
It looks very chic and very beautiful. Nobody will even know that you just slept in this outfit.
Yo, why do they always sound like that? They always sound a little
Because they yesterday made a video about it.
Fuck.
I'm 6'4", only about what? 8% of the entire world is 6'4". I make well over 100K a year, and I'm black at that if you have that on.
That's why he said that. That's why he talked the way he talked. That's why he's a top tier. Because he's 6'4" and black. This is why he's the treat. But this is the dude that y'all follow, fellas. This is the rhetoric that y'all subscribe to from hypocrites. A black man playing stepdaddy with a single mother who was a DDL victim. Mind you, getting her knocked up, she's currently pregnant, not even married to her. They've been together since 2017.
Damn!
Yet to put a ring on her finger.
Lydia, we need to be quiet now.
So Christmas is around the corner, and since we got a little mix baby here, we're gonna see Santa. And let's see which one we choose at the same time. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Like all the boxes of cringy insurrection content. She's begging to be
You deserve in the top percentile that will be able to do everything else whether they're doing things are nice. Single moms,
looks like they're doing recreational use with her, buddy.
Not matching PKs.
Okay, you're not, because these kids that she has. So like most of these podcasts, I keep crazy. A lot of these podcasts, there are no
out here living double lives and making bank off the dollar. They're doing the same thing that these the other they're doing to y'all. And I say this all the fucking time. But instead of listening to fellas like myself who are actually married in real life, get reassured that echo chamber that you y'all rather sit fucking women all fucking day like you can't find a wife. But everybody's like, I'm top tier kid. Yeah, can't lie, y'all. Can't find no fucking but Eric and like myself get to talk to you to shut the fuck up because you married, bro. Why you worried about another man? So y'all don't want to hear what I got to say. I love you. This is why I tell you, y'all got to be careful talking about y'all relationships last night and life.
He exposed that, man. We gonna move on. So, y'all see why Corey is delusional talking about he in his prime with that tacky ass. What is that, a sweatsuit? I don't know what it is. That's why they delusional. Like, what is this? What is he wearing? What is he wearing, y'all? It's just tacky. Just tacky.
And we can grow together. But to lie and say, oh, I got enough willpower to man something on this meat while I'm in the prime of my life. That's a lie.
But there's not a platform that is open.
Are we looking at the same man?
Willpower to pass up on all this meat while I'm in the prime of my life. That's a lie.
But there's not a platform that is openly speaking with what I or you or men like us can go through when we are tempted. So I'm saying my place of refuge, when I get tempted, I'm able to have these uncomfortable conversations with my lady.
Yeah, that's maturity.
And that's what makes
and being a boss.
That's what makes her different. Mile going back.
Cam, I'm giving you some advice, bro. If you are still getting tempted and you're struggling with temptation, you're not ready for a relationship. What is wrong with these men just being single? I don't get it. What's wrong with them just being? What's wrong with you just being a single man? I don't get it. You just go out here and deal with whoever you want to deal with.
See, what my initial question was with you, having a network of women, right? Or in Goofy's case, he's saying it's contaminating for his daughter to bring her girlfriend into his household because I don't want that to impact or contaminate the other children. I call it hypocrisy because this is something that you have promoted. This is something that was in your music. This is something that they sing at your shows. They listen to your lyrics. I'm not saying that it's bad, but I'm saying understand what comes with what you're promoting.
I said you headphones kissing. Everybody is running your shit. You are absolutely right. I said this on my show. Who you have around you on your show, you're responsible for that. Because it's things that you say and people you around that you can't act like, oh, I ain't with that. I just had people around. No. You wanted it. That's why you promoting it. Even though, like, I know me and you, we don't see eye to eye on certain situations, but you had me on your show.
But that's not, no, don't say that.
No, I'm just saying you had me on my show. It's a reason you had me.
I can agree. We can, at the worst, we can agree to disagree. That doesn't mean that I hate. You see what I'm saying?
I'm saying you had me on your show.
Correct, yes, sir.
Because of some magnetic attraction we have toward what each other do. As soon as they said, damn, I don't really go there for the show.
Yes, sir.
But I was like, what the fuck? So yeah, I'm saying.
No, why does this man have a platform? I don't even think he's that funny.
Sure.
Okay, we're gonna move on. But that's what he had to say. So basically, Cam just he embarrassed Jasmine, and then it wasn't that he just embarrassed her. He told the internet, he told us how she really feels about the public embarrassment and disrespect that she goes through when dealing with him, and how that makes her feel. And so for that, she can no longer try to save face publicly because he opened up his big mouth and told the internet how she feels, how she really feels, based off the conversations that they had offline. So now she's a mess. She's never gonna.
What about that other
And
stuff
lady,
you said?
think about this,
The funny
okay?
one.
When you allow me into publicly disrespect, the world is not gonna respect you because we've seen you allow this and allow that and allow this and allow that. So because of that, like, people are not gonna really respect you in a certain type of way because we watched you get dogged out by this man publicly. And then that created a reputation for yourself. I'm tired of seeing women allowing men drag them through the mud publicly, embarrass them and disrespect them, and then you don't understand how that is affecting your public reputation. Right. So let's just go ahead and move on in. So she, of course, responds, and I mean, who shot? She's trying to save face again. She said, "Child, here comes the just checking on you DMs. I'm fine. Trust me, I know who and what my music is. Ain't no secrets or surprises. He can talk to me about it. Y'all, it's giving bird brain. That's what it's giving. It's just giving bird brain. Then she was giving, I don't know, was she giving advice? So then she wanted, okay, so Jasmine Brown still unfazed by criticism of ghetto Cam Newton relationship shines. Hollywood Unlocked, y'all. Hollywood Unlocked, y'all missed for this. Still unfazed by criticism of ghetto Cam Newton relationship shines light on wild Love is Blind relationship.
Y'all, look, I know y'all think my relationship is ghetto, but bitch, are you watching Love is Blind season 7? Because yo, this shit is wild. Stressed. He gets stressed out. He gets stressed out. Pressure. It's a flower, dog. Meaning I'm not really about to buy you. Like what? Look, she's looking like, it's like what? You're digging a hole. Yeah.
And because this man has publicly embarrassed her, ain't nobody gonna take her serious.
Oh, look, you don't like that? Yes. Okay. No, he's stressed out. What? Y'all, look, I know you.
Functionality. Not only do we want you to hydrate, but we want you to do it in style.
She needs to get in a therapist chair because that's the only thing I got for that. That's crazy, y'all. That's embarrassing. She sounds very fake. She doesn't sound happy at all. She does not sound genuinely happy. She sounds miserable. She sounds miserable. Because Love is Blind, nothing about Love is Blind was funny this season. Was any of y'all laughing? Because I wasn't. The season wasn't funny. So she's grasping for straws to make herself feel better and to recover publicly from the public embarrassment. She'll use anything to do it, unfortunately. But Cam exposed you, Jasmine, on his podcast about how you really do be struggling with some of the stuff that he be putting you through. Well, all of the stuff that he be putting you through. So trying to save face by eating chicken and dancing, that's embarrassing. That's just embarrassing. Okay, so let's move on to Dr. Umar. Following Cam Newton's podcast episode that he did with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
First of all, I believe that Dr. Cheyenne is quite possibly the same personality type. As Nick Cannon and Katie, I believe that all three of you are serial monogamous with narcissistic tendencies. First of all, serial monogamy and narcissism go together. The narcissist, grandiosity, too important to commit one's emotional resources, to not want to invest emotionally. When I look at a woman that beautiful, without a child, the marriage I can understand. It's Slim Pickens specific. That beautiful, who says they're waiting for the right one, but may not necessarily be waiting for anyone at all. But because it's expected of me as a black woman to get married, I need to have a justification for why I am not. I believe that Dr. is quite possibly and Kim, I believe that all three of you are serial monogamous with narcissistic tendencies. First of all, serial monogamy and narcissism go together. The narcissist, grandiosity, too important.
I don't know. You know what's so weird to me? The black community is so backwards. First and foremost, the black community creates a lot of single mothers. That's number one. And because the black community creates so many single mothers, when you are a beautiful woman, when you are what society would deem to be attractive, right? And you are single after a certain age, you don't have kids after a certain age. What a lot of women don't understand is the black community sees you the same as a single mother. So a lot of women think that, oh, a woman like myself doesn't have it as bad as a single mother because, well, I don't have kids, I'm not labeled a single black mother, so I don't have similar struggle. But we actually do. Because these men shame us just as much as they shame you. We are equally shamed in the same way. Because they feel something is wrong with us. We've never been married after a certain age. We haven't had kids after a certain age. We are seen as either something's wrong with us or we're seen as washed up. And then a single mother, same thing. You had a man, at one point you may have even been married, and then at another point you may have became a single mother, and so now the black community likes to paint you as either damaged goods or you should be taken or be seen as a discount. They see these women as the same in the black community because that's how backward it is. Now, it's interesting that Dr. Umar is saying that because for me, the reason why I don't have any kids after a certain age is because I believe that I'm a great decision maker. It's not even I believe, I know I'm a great decision maker. And I know that I haven't bumped into a man that was really father material. And how many father materials are in the black community? I need Dr. Umar to answer that. Because why are you not seeing it as, oh, she's just a great decision maker. She uses her discernment. She knew that that man couldn't be a father. That man couldn't be a father. That man didn't want to be a father. That man didn't want to be a father. That man didn't want to be a father. Because how many men out here really want to be fathers? Not that many. Not that many. So instead of Dr. Umar seeing women like similar to Dr. Cheyenne Ryan as great decision makers, women who are prioritizing their children before they get here, which is why they don't have any kids after a certain age, he sees them as basically damaged goods. You're that beautiful with no kids? I mean, I can understand why you're not married because you're a sister, and I know how hard it is for a sister in marriage, but you not having no kids and you look like that? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's delusional. It's delusional. It's delusional. I don't get it. It is very, very delusional. And that's another thing. I'm the type of woman where I refuse to be delusional about men, especially when it comes to fatherhood and when it comes to being a husband. Also, I'm going to talk about this too. I come from a two-parent household. I was raised on love. I watched my parents who set the example for what that looks like in a marriage. And I'm going to tell you right now, when I go out into the dating scene, I I'm noticing that a lot of people they were raised on survival, and that they were not raised on love. So when I go out into the community as a woman that's single after 30,
I
no
was in
kids,
that one, thank
and I
you
go
very
out
much.
into the dating scene, and I'm seeing the dating scene today, and then I have an example of what a marriage looks like, what a loving marriage looks like, what a partnership looks like, how you're supposed to work with each other and grow with each other, right? I have an example of what that looks like. I'm not seeing that on the dating scene. I'm not seeing the example that was shown to me for 18 years, and there's a continuation of that because I'm 30 now.
Hello, Turo.
But
Scared as fuck, bro. But
and seeing that every day, seeing my parents work together, seeing my parents love on each other, seeing my parents meet goals. They wanted to build a house, they built that house. Then they wanted to build another house, they built that house. My parents are goal-oriented when it comes to it. They are always working towards something. So when I go out into the community and I go out on the dating scene as a woman that's single after 30, I don't see that too many people were raised on love. I don't see too many people that were raised in a way where they had that example. So when you have that example and you go out on the and you go into the dating scene, you go out on the dating scene and you don't see the example reflecting back to you. A smart person would be like, that's not it, that's not it, that's not it. Now how do we know that's not it? We watch our parents. We watch our parents who are married. We watch them and how they did things and how they operate. We listen to them too when it came to certain things when it pertains to a relationship when we reached a certain maturity level. So if we're going out on the dating scene and we're not seeing that, the smart thing to do would be to be single. The dumb thing to do would be to try to force something with someone that you know is not it, because that was not the example that you set. That was not the example that was set for you. That was not the example that was shown to you at a very young age. So why would we do that? That's weird. Nobody wants to talk about it though. Nobody wants to talk about that. And no, it's not about race. I'm sorry, it's not. One thing that you will realize about dating outside of your race, a lot of these men are, the way they look at relationships and marriage is more transactional. It's way more transactional. But at least you'll be taken care of. But it's way more transactional. And because they're in that position, your say-so, I mean, you may have a say-so, but
beautiful, bro.
Not really. It just depends on the situation. It depends on what role you
play
in that man's life. It's really not about race at all. It's really not. Because I grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood. There's plenty of people that I was friends with. My first best friend was a white girl. And my mama had to sit me down and explain to me why, I'm not going to say her name, why she couldn't wear the cornrows that I put in her head to school the next day. So, no, a lot of y'all like to paint white people or just non-black people as like perfect individuals. But it's because you get around them. Once you get around them and you have your own experiences, you'll start painting them as if they're this perfect. And if the election was that, well, it should be. It really should be. What you need to understand when it comes to white women and when it comes to white men, they have a partnership. And that partnership comes with being white first. And then they work and branch off all of that. And that's why they voted in the way that they did. They didn't give a damn about us because they don't need to. The partnership that they have with white men is way greater than the partnership and alliance that they can have with us. Way up. So a lot of it is just business. It's business. That's it. It's not, there's no love in it. So again, I said what I said. When you up and you fall, and you were raised from love, and you go out into the day, and you're seeing that a lot of people were not raised from love. Why would you put yourself out there in that competition under or get married just to get divorced? It doesn't even make sense. You have an example. You go off of that example. And that's the example that you use when you go out on the slump in the middle of the day. And they didn't seem happy because the man worked all the time. They were left taking care of the kids. And they just, I mean, they could get time to themselves. They never got time with their man. They never got to spend quality time with their husband. And that was something, like they felt like they were not seen, they were not heard. You know, the shit that white women complain about, but then they show us come on TikTok, cry about how this man did this, this man did that, when you showed up at the polls and you voted in the way that you did. So that partnership over our partnership with other women. So I really don't want to hear this. Please
Sorry,
I'm touching you.
Baby.
Baby. And that's just how it has to be because you have to really pay attention to your surroundings. It's really you versus everybody. First of all, you can't make these black kids because he's and you've never been married, so something gotta be wrong. You can't rely on that one right there. Then you have other black women that you can't 100% trust because of jealousy and envy, and the spirit of jealousy and envy can be very deadly. Okay, and I do mean this.
God.
There's gonna be a black woman that's ready to tear you down because they can't stand the fact that you got their man and you living good. So you don't have to watch the back of her. And then you can't trust non-black women at all because they're always running to what's best for them, and they said to hell with you when it comes to whatever alliance that you thought you had. That was fake. They're always going to choose their privilege over you because their privilege benefits them way more than it benefits me in alliance with you. So the alliance bullshit, being an ally and all of that, please talk to somebody else about that because it ain't gonna be me at all. Please talk to somebody else about that. Black women, it's you versus everybody. And it's been like that forever. Since we came to this, it's been like that. And I just hope that you start being activist warriors for yourself. And I mean individually. I'm not even talking about black women as a whole. It didn't even take 24 hours for Kamala lost the election. And then y'all were dragging out the mind you calling her a bitter baby mom and controlling because her concern for her child being online constantly overexposed. You labeled her bitter because you wanted to give her an aha moment and humble her and she told you to stay out of her business when you were trying to talk to her about her behavior. So again, it's gonna be you versus everybody. So start doing some great conversations so we can see what that looks like, what that's gonna be like. And then right? They were saying with the election and everything that's happening is that the aftermath of the election. I'm going to but if you participate in casual sex after the election, you really are you are dumb because you are really you truly are willing to put your life in the by a man that probably don't give two shit about you. Two shit about casual sex means that no feelings can be involved. The truth, really about to put your life on the line is casual sex with a man and don't give two fucks about you have a lot to think about as well too, because now if you get pregnant by lying, you can't just get rid of it so easily. You can't just move on so easily. So you have a lot to think about. A lot of things are about that. And women need to wake up. Black women, I can say a lot of us, we've been on 4B for a while. I don't know about y'all, I've been on 4B since Roe. So I've been in 4B for almost 2.5 years now. I've been 2.5 years now. Once the Roe versus Wade situation happened, and I felt like the world that we live in did not give a fuck about me, respect me at all, I decided to close my legs, because why would I open my legs to a community and nurture a community and give kids to a community in a country that don't give two shits about me? What sense does that make? It doesn't make any sense at all. So I've been 4B for a while. I just didn't feel like I needed to make an announcement. I was 4B before 4B became 4B. And people always love to twist our movement and then try to feed it back to us like they came up with that shit on their own or something like that. It's weird. And then we get nothing is wrong with us when we advocate for ourselves in the way that we have control over, like closing our legs, refusing to have kids, and saying to hell with marriage. And then ladies, another thing that you have to worry about. Because it's not just casual sex. No fault divorce. No fault divorce.
Tivola. This was a hard stage, bro.
If you go out and you get married and this man can do whatever, and you file for divorce, you get nothing.
What?
Your time.
Oh, she did, after all.
So this fantasy of marriage, this fantasy of kids, this fantasy of love and
This
romance.
is my name. I told you the truth.
That shit got died.
What are you talking about?
It's getting real outside. It's getting real out here. It really do gotta die. It gotta die. And immediately. It's called no fault divorce. Meaning, he can divorce you. No one's at fault.
Yes, stop.
Down low. No one's at fault.
No.
He can go out and have an outside. No one's at fault. He can go and he can take money out of your joint bank account.
It's not cool.
Swipe it
The
clean,
man was
leave
a
you with
vicious,
nothing.
brutal killer
No
who
fault.
was responsible for the deaths of millions, who executed thousands of prisoners in one day.
So that
Why would anyone
fantasy,
want to be such a man?
it gotta die. Seriously. Because the fantasy don't even make sense.
No,
And the
Petya,
American
I am
dream,
sorry.
what is that?
Not mad,
It doesn't
I
even
just-
make sense. So
I don't know.
you have a lot.
I had
women
that
have a lot to
dream
think
of
about.
being Genghis Khan.
Like you have a
In
lot
it, I was told that I had been blind to the evil I had brought to this world.
just like that.
And now that I'm born again, I'll be able to see it clearly.
Abortion.
But do you get why I don't want to be that person again, Petya?
To just get
I don't want to conquer the
It's not
world.
even just casual sex. Like even if you're in a marriage, and I'm talking to my Americans right now. Even if you're in a marriage and say you're having not
I
the
don't
best
know. I
pregnancy
just felt like
experience.
helping those I
The
could help.
doctor is now saying you're going through a miscarriage, right? Sometimes when you go through a miscarriage, the fetus doesn't always remove. When you're going through a miscarriage, everything is not removed sometimes. And sometimes doctors have to go in and kind of clean things up after a miscarriage. But that is no longer available to you. So even in marriage, it's now a bigger risk to get pregnant. It's not just a casual sex thing, but it's like sex can't even be casual anymore with the risk of everything that comes into play when it comes to your rights as a woman. And this is what we were trying to prevent, but it's too late now. So now we have to be extreme in how we show up in the world. We have to be extreme in what we allow and what we tolerate. We have to be extreme when it comes to our standards now. Because the only thing we can do is control what's in our control. The only thing that we can control right now is our legs. That is it. We don't have any other control but our legs. And we can decide if we open them or if we close them. So you need to start getting real selective with who you opening and closing your legs to. Seriously. And it doesn't matter. And to be honest, I've already started thinking, like, damn, even if you get into a relationship, that's your boyfriend, whatever the case may be, if that man isn't marching to marriage, what you laying down having sex with him for? Why are you putting yourself at risk like that further? Why even do that? So women have a lot to think about. The only right that you really have left at this point is choosing who you decide to give your body, your time to, who you decide to get chosen to. It came down. And then, you know what's so crazy?
It's something I don't yet understand, but I saw it hurting people.
Like the reason why women were quote unquote conservative, which I don't believe women were ever super conservative, because women would just do things on the low. You know, like they would do things on the low. But the reason why women were more conservative than modern women, I would say, in history, is because they had to be. They had to be. I mean, if you don't have that many choices as a woman, you're kind of forced to be more conservative, because you have to be more selective. You have to be choosy. You have to be picky. You can't just lay down with just anybody. So this is something that I need women to really get serious about, because shit is getting real outside. And you can't be in fantasy land when it comes to this anymore. You need to wake up, snap out of it, and Dr. Umar can sit up here, and any other black man can sit up here and talk about how a woman after a certain age that doesn't have any kids, that hasn't been married, there must be something wrong with her, she's narcissistic, whatever the case may be, right? He can sit up here and say that. But now all women are left with making a similar choice, because these men never stepped up, tried to get us out of the system. Instead, they have had us under the system for decades. And now we have Trump, he's in office, he's making all of these decisions and things like that. Really, when it comes to women's abortions and things,
Just like with the dogs back when I found you, only this time I want you to keep your eyes closed and see if you can follow the sound of my voice, but only move when I say, all right?
Rewarding, earn Beauty Insider points and Kohl's Reward to be shop Supreme at Kohl's.
It's at the state level. But that can change at any time. So let them say whatever. But at the end of the day, so much is changing. We're going to see more women that are single with no kids, never been married after a certain age, because that's just a smart choice to do right now with everything that's going on. So I need the women to really died not that long ago because they couldn't perform an emergency abortion on her because she was having a miscarriage, and because she was having a miscarriage, and she needed assistance with it.
Only a bit more.
The abortion laws are restricted down here. They emergency procedure on her, so she ended up dying, dog. And we're gonna see more women lose their lives.
God, almost got it.
I don't like it very much. Maybe something was scary.
Are you all right?
I'm not sure. You were discussion.
These people. They were dead. Screaming in my brain. Oh God, it hurts so much.
It's okay now, boy. It's okay.
Wait.
Here's the lunch that you just got. Yeah.
Mama? Is this what's happening in New York?
I don't know, but you should turn back. It's not safe for you here.
No. I have to find my mom.
I will find her first.
No. I have to. It's all my fault. Don't you see? I was supposed to meet her at the station.
You're supposed to meet her at the station.
Yes. I want to find Mama. This should take us to her.
Yes, I'm starting to know the way.
Mm-hmm.
So, you told me there were dead people in that bad thing, and they were dying still? I am sorry, I just want to understand.
They were dead before. They still remember, like, not their bodies, but their essence. What was inside the cell, you know? But all the bad things. Because I'm not dead, right?
Hopefully we're moving too fast for it to catch us. Can you still hear me anymore?
I can hear her over these threads.
Ty vole.
At least that darkness hasn't returned. That's something. Bridget, are you feeling any better now?
Back there, it hurts so bad. I couldn't even remember who it was. I couldn't remember anybody. If it hadn't let go.
I know, son. I know.
No, you don't.
Motherfuckers. we go.
No, I believe we have simply reached our destination.
Oh shit. Wow.
I believe that's a good idea.
I don't know what's happening to me. And everything is so hard. This thing took all my strength.
Maybe it's...
You're not gonna let me come to remember it, are you?
I think your mother would be very angry with me if I did. Though, to be honest, I'm not sure the option was ours to
But
begin
what if
with.
I never see her again?
Of course
You don't understand.
Wow.
She was here, holding my head. And then people started showing and she was just gone. But she didn't feel gone. She should have been right there. Why couldn't I see her?
Tell me, do you still have your mother's bandana? I never understood why your mother wore the same bandana over and over. One day, she told me she used to clean you with it when you were a baby. Then, after she told me that story, any time I saw the bandana, it made me feel very sad.
Why did it make you sad?
Because I didn't believe a bandana could bring her son back to her. And that made me feel helpless.
I'm sorry.
No, Katya. What I didn't understand was that the bandana wasn't there to help her find you. It was a gift so that I could.
So, who is more? Where will I find her?
I'm telling you,
You're going to stay with us?
it's sucked back
I
inside their
might.
bodies.
If you don't mind, of course.
It's not like it's kind of suction in your eye. I'm just saying, the word boom, it has to present
Okay,
itself. The bigger
you
the
won.
loses it appears.
God,
Never
it
forget
is.
this, okay? Every 10 pounds a guy loses, he gains a visual image. What? So it's like the best optical illusion of all time. Exactly. Like Mount Rushmore. That looks, like the president's.
This place.
Well, Mount Rushmore is
It's
actually a
okay.
sculpture of his car,
Right?
but
But it's
dude, this heat is like
save something.
killing me right now. I'm just dying.
I love it. All my senses are heightened by ethnic ambiguity. I was catcalled
Man
what I believe
wants
is
to
real.
listen when the metro
Well, I'm on the edge of like swamp house right now. I need some AC.
This door.
We're gonna have to
I
throw
can
these
hear
out.
Nora behind it.
Here we go. This lighting
You
is
should start
incredible.
here.
Thank you, Katya. Mother and I will see
Heat
you
is
very
like
soon.
killing me right now. I'm just dying.
I love it. All my senses are heightened by ethnic ambiguity. I was catcalled today in what I believe is real.
Well, I'm on the edge of like swamp house right now. I need some AC.
We're gonna have to throw these out.
Here we go.
fighting is incredible. Wait, do you have any tweezers? No? Oh no. Alana, did I tell you that Mel Stacy's cooking me dinner tonight? If I was a guy, that's what I would do for a girl. You should check out the Colin Farrell sex tape. Just to get back into the swing of things, specifically 858. We're gonna have to throw this out. Here we go. This lighting is incredible. Hey, do you have any tweezers? No? Oh no. Alana, did I tell you that Mel Stacy's cooking me dinner tonight? If I was a guy, that's what I would do for a girl. You should check out the Colin Farrell sex tape. Just to get back in the swing of things, specifically 858. He is feasting on her like it is a dang milkshake. It's me, boy, Chris Harrison. Dinner right here. It was 8:58, you said, sire. Yes.
Last chapter. That's it. I almost done it. Almost finished it. I'm not gonna finish it tonight, but cool. Same. Just saying, you know. Actually. Oh, actually, I did the broadcast.
Jewish. Oh, she's Jewish.
Oh. Alana, did I tell you that Mel Stacy's cooking me dinner?